NBA stars easily exposed Sheryl Swoopes' anti-Caitlyn narrative, leaving Swoopes looking foolish. Caitlin Clark had the greatest rookie year in WNBA history. She broke record after record and rewrote the history books. However, despite having such a phenomenal season, some critics have said she wasn't that dominant. Of course, we are talking about Sheryl Swoopes. Swoopes has gone on a generational run of hating, trying her hardest to discredit what Caitlin Clark has achieved. But by now, everyone is starting to see how ridiculous some of her arguments have been. So much so, that even NBA players are speaking out against Swoopes and poking fun at her narratives. By the end of this video, you'll see why players are piling on Sheryl Swoopes. This all started when Swoopes appeared on Gilbert Arenas' show and argued that Caitlin didn't have a dominant rookie year. Swoopes even tried to argue that Caitlin's individual stats weren't that impressive, but Gil and his co-hosts couldn't sit around and hear Swoopes' horrible take.
Numbers. I don't look at the dominating factor being numbers. It's what you're doing on the floor. And those numbers would change if the factors on the floor changes. If you make that layup, the stats change. If you swing, I get a layup, stats change. These are factors on the floor that we don't get to see.
However, it seems like Swoopes got her feelings hurt after Caitlin surpassed her career high. And perhaps that's why Swoopes has this anti-Caitlin agenda going on. But the funny thing is, she ended up exposing her biases by her illogical argument. This led to some NBA players like DeJounte Murray openly laughing at Swoopes on social media. The 2022 NBA All-Star commented under a Bleacher Report Instagram post outlining many of the records Clark set this season. Murray wrote, "She's not dominating," followed by a series of laughing emojis. Let's look at the facts. Caitlin has done the impossible and turned around the Indiana franchise. Indiana already has as many wins this season as it did a year ago, and is tied for the fourth most victories in the league since the start of July. She has also etched her name in the league's historical record. Against the Seattle Storm, she set the record for most assists by a first-year player, passing WNBA legend Ticha Penicheiro with 12 games to spare. She also has the most assists in a single game, dishing 19 dimes. Along with the record for the most consecutive point-assist double-doubles in a rookie season, the most double-doubles by a rookie guard, the first rookie to record a triple-double, the single-game leader in three-point field goals made by a rookie, and she is the youngest player to record a double-double with points and assists in back-to-back games. Those are just some of her accomplishments. She has also had some unbelievable moments this season. Clearly, Caitlin Clark has let her game do the talking in her WNBA rookie season. But still, all of this isn't enough for Swoopes. However, a former NBA player, Sam Decker, didn't let that slide. Decker is a University of Wisconsin basketball legend who was selected by the Houston Rockets with the number 18 overall pick of the 2015 NBA draft. He spent 3 seasons with Houston. He couldn't help but refute Swoopes' sentiment in an X-post. Being on the Rockets with Prime Harden was the best shit ever. We were on national TV all the time, won a ton of huge games and awesome moments, and he made the game incredibly easy for guys like me. The anti-Caitlin narrative has been going on for a long time. Swoopes seems to be at the head of it. There have been other NBA players who have spoken out against this narrative and, in a way, spoken against Swoopes. One person who clearly disagrees with this narrative is Charles Barkley. Charles is known for speaking his mind. He never holds anything back, and he couldn't sit around and watch as these other players targeted and attempted to hurt Caitlin. This isn't the first time he has had to defend Caitlin from what's been happening in the WNBA. In fact, Barkley went on television a few months back and told women to leave Caitlin alone. Simply put, jealousy is never a good look, and it has been so obvious as well. Even LeBron James went on Twitter to address Caitlin Clark's haters after Caitlin had an unbelievable game. He simply wrote, "Caitlin Clark, hi haters," and then reposted her epic 31-12 game. It's really interesting seeing how NBA players talk about Caitlin compared to the WNBA. Prior to that, LeBron also spoke against the narrative surrounding Caitlin earlier in the season. Meanwhile, Jeff Teague went on his podcast and clearly said that the players are flat out hating on Caitlin, even though she is uplifting the entire game of basketball.
That part for me with Caitlin Clark, it's like what the people say afterwards, like, shorty, like, what she do good, just shoot threes? It's like, nah, nigga, she got y'all charter jets.
Nah, that's facts, bro.
She got eyeballs on y'all game. Like, what are you talking about? But you know it's real hate. Like, that's a real hate moment, bro. Like,
it's perfectly fine to criticize a player, Caitlin will be the first one to tell you that she isn't perfect. She famously started her WNBA career setting an unflattering record. She scored 20 points in her debut game, but during that game, she also committed 10 turnovers, the most in a debut in WNBA history. The losses also piled up pretty quickly. However, one reason for the slow start has to be the tough schedule, but at the same time, when you're considered a legend coming into the WNBA, shouldn't you be great right away? However, in order for your critique to have some validity, you also have to give credit where credit is due. Stephen A. Smith has also called her out for her extremely poor take.
Clark and the Fever currently lead the WNBA in average game attendance and per game TV viewership. But despite the attendance and viewership records, there seems to be some haterade in the league in regards to Clark starting with WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes herself.
Stephen A. was referring to Swoopes' extremely biased take on Indiana's recent rise in the standings. Swoopes showed how petty she can really be when she decided to credit players like Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston, who have also been great since the team's return from the Olympic break, but there was never a mention of the Fever's star point guard. She believes Indiana will keep moving up in the standings if they're able to keep playing at this level, especially with Hull, Mitchell, and Boston's success. Conveniently, she forgot about Caitlin's historic record. Heck, Swoopes gave Angel Reese a shout-out instead for losing a game. What's even funnier is the fact that Caitlin has continued to set new records. After averaging 24.0 points, 8.5 assists, and 5.2 rebounds per game in August, Caitlin was named the Rookie of the Month for the third time, and August's Eastern Conference Player of the Month. With this honor, Clark became the first rookie in WNBA history to earn the Player of the Month award. On September 4th, the Fever beat the Los Angeles in a 93-86 win with Clark posting 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, marking her second career triple-double. During this game, she registered her 100th three-pointer made, making her the first to achieve in a rookie season and the fastest player in WNBA history to do so. It took her just 34 games. It was also Clark's third straight game with at least 20 points and 10 assists, equaling the Courtney Vandersloot streak from 2017 as the longest in WNBA history. It's safe to say that Caitlin entered the WNBA season with higher expectations than any rookie. Right away, people expected her to not only dominate, but carry the league on her shoulders. Most rookies come into the league and ride the bench for a while and work on their skill set. A few special cases might start right away. And then there are the ultra-special cases who not only start, but make a big impact. Caitlin went beyond this. She was tasked with leading the Indiana Fever back to relevance after a 7-year playoff drought, along with carrying the WNBA to new heights. What other rookies had to take on such responsibility? Along with the record for the most consecutive point-assist double-doubles in a rookie season, the most double-doubles by a rookie guard, the first rookie to record a triple-double, the single-game leader in three-point field goals made by a rookie, and she is the youngest player to record a double-double with points and assists in back-to-back games.